Skip it bop bop bop. It is
Oh
totally
yeah.
90s podcast, and you're listening to Justine and Steph here on the radio. I wish it was. I wish we had a national
Oh,
broadcasted show. It would have been
me
amazing. Hi,
too. You know
Steph.
what? We will. So just
Right?
this is just a little message to everyone in the future. Hi from our radio show. Hey Nate,
Okay.
how are you? Like speaking into existence. How are you?
Exactly. I am fabulous. How are you?
I am doing fabulous as well, actually. That's the only word to describe how I feel right now. Fabulous. Sassy.
Okay. No, for real. It's funny, like when you have you noticed, like a lot of times when you say, "Oh, hey, how are you?" to people, they're always like, "Oh, good, whatever." You rarely hear people say, "Oh, I'm great," but like
Yeah.
really mean it,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I
I
mean it
don't
when I see you because I
Yes,
get happy to see
exactly.
you. But when well, not coworkers, but like
Some
like
coworkers,
yeah,
let's
some
just be real.
coworkers or like I don't know, your worst enemies. Like, how are you?
Mhm.
You bump into them on the street and or you're like, I'm fabulous. Not right now because you're here.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's so crazy. It's so funny. I was at the store yesterday and I thought of you because it's something that we would do. My mom and I went into the store and we're like, pushing our cart, and I looked to my left and I'm like, I was like a deer in headlights. I saw someone I knew. And
Oh no.
I was not looking like I should see someone, let's just say that. So I'm like, oh. So I told my mom, I was like, come on, let's keep. And so I start talking louder because I didn't want them to think, because I looked right at them. So I didn't want them to think that, I saw them. So I was just like, oh, the watermelons, blah, 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 blah. So then we're going through the store and we're on one side and they're on the other. But I'm just like, I hate seeing people in public. I don't like the
Girl,
small talk.
can I just say also, why when we're not ready? I'm
Right.
sorry.
Always.
Why? It's always when my hair's in disarray. I
Mm-hmm.
have end of the day face. So like
Mm-hmm.
my eyeliner's smeared and I haven't like done any, I haven't even checked to see if I have anything in my teeth. I'm wearing like,
I know
I
how
don't
that
know,
feels.
it's been 20 years.
Whatever, but because we're going to tell that story today because it was a 90s story and it still sticks. It still
Oh.
hits me like
Wait, it
here.
was? Oh my God, I'm such a bitch. Okay, but no, but it's always seriously when you look, well, you always look cute, but when I look
No,
like
you
shit,
always look cute. Whatever.
when I look like shit, it's a fucking reunion. It's like, hi, it's like our 20-year high school reunion. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you after 20 years. I look like a bum.
Oh my gosh, no, for real. It's ridiculous. It really is. I don't know. You're right. It never fails. It never fails when you're not planned. Like one time I'd done a facial the night before, right? To where it was bad. Like, and that's why I don't like to do facials myself, is because I tend to really break out after. But what
Okay.
really accelerated it was the fact that I decided to, what is that called? Micro,
Derma,
with the where you take the fuzz off your face.
oh, dermaplane?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So first time I ever did it,
Yeah, what happened?
my
You
mom
don't have
had,
hair on your face. What are you doing?
I didn't know. I mean, I had a
Oh,
little peach fuzz.
but that's
And so,
cute.
well, my mom has a whole bunch of blades, right? So I'm like,
Oh
okay. So I went in
shit.
there, I did it all up. Tell me why
Uh,
I cut my face up, Steph.
oh my God, because you have a baby's ass on your face. That's why.
Oh my gosh, I cut it up so bad. And then on top
Oh,
of it, then I put oil over it, right? So
oh,
that obviously got in my pores. And I woke up the next morning looking like Jim Carrey in Ace Ventura Pet Detective when he has people punch him in the face with the ring.
yeah, yeah.
That's how my face looked. It was so swollen, everything. So we go somewhere and I see my aunt, my cousin.
Oh
And I'm
no.
like, and they're like, hey. And I could tell that they looked at me like, what the hell? I go, I really don't look like this. I just gave myself a facial. I had to give them a whole
Oh
description.
my
But I
God.
was so embarrassed.
Isn't it funny how we have to give like explanations for why we
Hmm.
look like shit?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect example. You and I, and this goes hand in hand with our topic today.
Hmm.
You and I were at Starbucks maybe I think in 2018. And it was, do you remember when I was randomly breaking out into hives?
I believe so. I remember you itching like on your
Yes.
arm and
Yeah, I had like
yeah.
welts and
Mm-hmm.
oh, I just got chills thinking about it. But like, anyways, and
Mm-hmm.
I think we even took a selfie this evening, but we ran into like a chick we went to high school with at
Mm-hmm.
Starbucks and we were like, ah, I had welts all over my face. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
why? Why? Why today?
Oh my
Why?
gosh, but no, when Steph sees someone at like when we're somewhere or something, the way you get is so funny because you're like,
What?
no, because you do that. You're like, or you're like, but it's it's borderline obvious.
I know because well, it's if it's someone that I don't like, I want them
Uh,
to know, don't talk to me. Like, you know what I think is so hilarious? I think I can make myself incognito, right?
mhm,
If like, this is something I would probably do, and I've done it before. I don't know if I've done it like with you, but like I've done it at work, where you
uh,
put your shades on and you think
mhm.
that that just makes you you incognito.
You're like totally invisible.
Like, can you see me? No,
Oh man,
I know. I need to work on my social cues
no,
because
it's so
I do.
funny.
I do sing opera when I see someone that I really don't want to see. Like,
No,
oh,
it's
hi,
but you
how
know what?
are you?
That's what makes you you. You have these little quirks. I love it. No, for real. But that was the beauty though about masks during COVID
Oh,
was because you could straight
amen.
up put glasses on,
Oh,
and the mask, and no one would know
and a
who you were.
hat.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. You know, celebrities have been doing it all this time, you
they sure
know,
have.
just
They
with
sure have.
scarves. I think we
Mm-hmm.
should, yeah, that was very handy. Also, you know, the mask was helpful to after a meal. You don't have to trip off if you have anything in your teeth. Do you
Gosh.
want to tell them a story?
I guess. I mean, since you're insisting. So, okay, take it back to, it must have been like 1998, 99.
You know
We
what,
were,
Nate? I don't think so. I think it was after because it wasn't with people
oh
from
my
high
gosh.
school.
It wasn't, it was with that
Lie.
guy. Okay.
Okay. That's me.
So, well, we might as well have been in high school because I think it was a rather childish act.
It
Just
was.
kidding. No,
It
it was
was.
funny. It's a moment that we'll never forget.
No.
So we're sitting there in the cafeteria of Stonestown Galleria having lunch, and all of a sudden, Steph, like we're pretty much done almost, and Steph's like, "Hey, do I have anything in my teeth?" And I'm like, "No." And then I'm like, "Hey, Steph, do I have anything in my teeth?" And you're like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden at that moment, she sees someone, a crush, and she's like, "No, you're good." And so she runs off. Okay. And 5 hours later, I go back to work. I go to the bathroom and I had a big ass piece of like parsley or something in my front tooth. Big green like shrubbery in there.
Stop.
And I'm like, seriously. And it's so funny because I kind of felt something, but I was like, no, Steph said I was good. Yeah. I was
You know what?
there helping people at the
I
espresso bar.
know. I
What can I
know.
how can I help you?
Oh my God, that's horrible. That's right. She was a barista back in the day.
She
Neat.
was.
I truly did not see it because I was so focused and zeroed in on like my crush. I was like, I have to go over there and like, okay, you're fine. Like, I didn't even look at you. I'm so, which is still bad. Like, that's such an asshole dick move, and I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay. I think you were wearing my boots that day.
Probably, and your SF
Y-
State hoodie, and
Yes.
probably a pair of your jeans too.
Oh my gosh. No, those were the good old days. So I don't mind reminiscing about all those things and then some.
Yeah, I think that's why we want to do that today on today's show. Because, you
Yes.
know, me and Neen, we are 90s.
Mhm.
So
We are.
basically, we could talk about anything and it's the
Okay.
90s.
I
So
agree.
today's episode is us, y'all. What up? Happy
Oh gosh.
90s.
Yes. Happy 90s. You know what's crazy though is we will
What?
never see the 2090s
Oh my God.
unless we live to be
Ew.
111 or 10.
That's really gross. And if we do, that's amazing. And I hope
Yeah.
our skincare is just like helped us to look on like Cher is 74 and freaking Martha Stewart again is
Mhm.
81.
Yeah.
What?
Very impressive. Very impressive. Although we'll probably look like Miss Flossie.
I don't think so. I don't even know who that is, but the way you said it makes it sound like
Remember the
she's
old lady? It's probably not her name. I can't remember. But the old lady, it's the video that they have on Instagram of the old lady that's like 101 in the old senior home, and the lady's recording her and interviewing her, and she's like, "Hey, Flossie, happy birthday!" Blah, blah. And she's like, "Hello."
oh
Da,
my
da. You remember
God.
her?
Yes. Or we'll be like blowing out our candles and our dentures fly out.
I hope that happens to me. I'm gonna do it all the time on purpose just to get kicks out of people.
Oh my God. You know what? You will be the most fabulous viejita in the block with your Mrs.
Oh,
Roper romper, or what is that thing
okay.
called? Like
Yes, my
dresses,
yeah.
moo. I don't know what it's called.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? A
We'll just
house
call
coat?
it, yeah. Just a robe, like
Oh, robe. That's what it
just
is.
a
A robe.
robe. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Fancy robe,
And
regal
your
robe.
and your hair will be on point. Where I'm glad we have a YouTube channel because, as you know, Neen does my hair. So I'd like to go ahead and introduce our viewers to Beatrice. She's back. Neen, why always this one?
Uh,
Why? This is the little trick that tells me that it's time to get my hair done. Look at that.
she has real estate. I mean,
Oh,
every day, every month she has to check her tenants. So
come on. Maybe she should be called Mrs. Roper. What the hell?
Mrs. Roper and Stanley. I only see Mrs.
Oh.
Roper though right now. Uh,
Oh, I named Stanley whenever I get that rogue chin hair that just won't go away.
oh God, tell me about it. What is that?
I
I
don't
think I have one
know.
right now.
And you always like people always play with it. Like it's so
Hmm.
that's okay. So I invested in the hair removal, laser hair for my 40th birthday, and they do warn you that it's not permanent. They weren't lying that it's not permanent because he's back and I have to like check every like few days. Thankfully it's not an army because I when it was an army, I was like, oh hell no, I'm not gonna get a beard, in my 40s. Like I'm gonna like nip this in the bud.
Wait,
And it
so it came back?
yes, around the wedding.
Oh no.
So I've been manually handling it, like, like that's why I'm at my like, every day I'm like making sure I'm like, okay.
So tell me this. I can't remember when you got yours laser hair treatment. Was it just your chin or was it what parts
My
of your
I did my stash and everything. So I don't it's now I don't have to like I still check it and I'll
Mhm.
like clean it up but it's not like every day. I mean, just call me Prince, Ali because my
Whatever.
God, I'm a
You were
hairy.
so not hairy.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh,
Oh,
I am hairy. I even have a couple hairs on my chest.
you are not hairy. You and Angel are the most hair. You're like those hairless cats. That's
Oh,
what you
I
are.
beg to differ. Ask Tony. Because when he touches my legs, it's like sandpaper. It's like,
I can't believe that you are capable of growing leg hair. You're just you're just a baby.
no, I do. I'm waiting for the day where it just falls off.
Oh,
As you get older,
ew, it just breaks off.
yeah, it just goes away. Like my mom only has like one hair.
Oh, that's awesome. I can't
Yeah,
wait. I can't wait for menopause. I can't wait for not having to shave my legs. It's such a trying, it's a cardio workout.
it is. I agree. And okay, so this is a personal question, but do you shave
Yeah.
down there?
I do. I call it gardening.
Mm,
And
I
let
like
me
it.
tell you, sometimes I'll forget and I'll be like, whoa, are we in George of the Jungle right now? Like, are there like people, what are they like going to come out with torches to light the way out?
Oh my
And then
gosh, I
it'll take
can't.
me like 40, like an hour in the shower to like handle everything.
And then Angel's like, "Whoa, was Chewbacca here?"
Yeah. No, I make sure to clean after myself because that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that is. Oh my gosh. No, yeah, for real. That's crazy. Like, you know what though? I stopped. I mean, I still shave down there, but
Yeah.
I don't do it as often. I still do
Yeah.
it, make
Yeah.
sure it's groomed. But
Yeah. A little
have you
haircut.
ever waxed down there?
No,
Oh my God, I'm scared.
I can't imagine because I don't they go
Yeah.
like up your butt and then from there like like oh my God.
It depends. Like, so there's the Brazilian, what's
Yeah.
that called?
The
Brazilian
Brazilian
waxing.
wax. Yeah.
And
Which
that
is
goes from
bald.
the butt.
Okay.
And that, see, I'm like tortured by a story I heard where, because the skin in your butt area is very thin, like in the inner part of your crack,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
super thin. So
Okay.
I remember my cosmetology teacher said that you have to be careful because literally you can, when they rip off the wax, especially if you're using hot wax, I don't
Oh,
know, they might use like cold wax or like sugar wax down there because it's a little bit more gentle. But if they use hot wax, you can actually burn the skin and then rip it off with the
okay. Yeah.
wax. And
No.
imagine that.
No, I can't. And I don't know, I think I was 39, 38, 39 when I realized that we have butt hair,
Yeah.
crack hair. I didn't know that. Sorry, this is taking a turn, but I didn't know that. Did you? I
Yeah,
mean, did you trip off of it? I mean, I
that's
guess
true.
like I believe me, I'm clean. Like I
Hmm.
I'm
Oh no, for
squeak. I'm
sure.
so clean. But like I never
Yeah.
really thought of it. And then someone brought up waxing and waxing your butt. And I'm like, why would you wax your butt? And then it was like a light switch. Oh my God,
Hmm.
you have butt hair.
Yeah, because we don't want like bats in the cave.
Yeah, no.
But you know what though? I'm sorry. I'm just putting it out there, and this maybe it's too personal, but I don't shave that because you
Mm.
know what? I
Me
did
neither.
once. I did
You
once.
did?
I
How did
got a
you
little
manage?
crazy. I
How
got a
did you
little
do that?
crazy. And I just reached down there and just went to town. Okay. And let me tell you this,
Oh, when it grew
when that
back.
shit grows back,
Yeah.
it is like having a porcupine that has set up camp
Oh
down
no.
there. And every time you walk, the hairs on one cheek are itching the other.
And
And
then
it's just like
isn't it like rubbing
horrible.
sticks together? I'm surprised you didn't
Yes.
start a fire in your butt crack. My
Okay.
God.
For real, it is horrible. Don't
Oh,
do it.
okay.
Yeah, I don't. And you know what? I could see why people wax there now though, because when you wax, it actually makes the hair grow back thinner and finer,
Oh,
so
okay.
it doesn't have that same effect.
Okay.
But
Well,
still,
I can't bring
uh-uh.
myself to do it. It's so
Me neither.
sensitive down there that
Hmm.
and I'll imagine it, be like, I feel like maybe after the fact, I would be like, wow, I feel I would want to just walk around, but,
Hmm.
I can't bring myself to do it. I can't
Yeah,
do it. Let me just garden. I'll be my own gardener and I'm
I
fine.
agree. I
I'm fine
agree.
with it.
Which reminds me of back in the day, so in the 90s when we started
Oh
shaving.
shit.
Did
Yeah.
you use Nair?
Yes, I did.
Ugh,
I sure did. I
yeah.
can smell it right now.
Same here.
It has a very profound odor, and I tried it
Mhm.
on my legs and I actually liked it. I kind of want to do it again for my legs.
Mhm.
Because that was cool. You just wipe it off and bada bing. But
Mhm.
I tried it for my upper lip.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Wait, are you the one that got burnt?
Yes. Not
Yes, I remember
yes.
that.
It was
Mhm.
horrible. And it was
Mhm.
supposed to be for your face. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't, using one that you put for your legs. My God. That was horrible. Never again. Never gonna. I'll just do the dermaplaning and I'm fine.
No, for real. I mean, I'm trying to find out what is Nair made of because it's weird how it basically just singes off the hair.
Yeah.
It like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of chemical that would be. It says, okay, so okay, I don't know what these are. Potassium thioglycolate and
Yeah.
calcium hydroxide.
Which I feel
So,
like are poisons that if you I'm going to my true crime head, and I feel like I've heard of those two ingredients being used in a concoction to poison someone.
okay, because if
Yeah.
you think about it, well, I don't know. Have you smelled formaldehyde before? Okay, it has I have
Ew.
obviously a lot.
Yeah.
Um, and it has a very formaldehydey smell.
Really,
It's
that's what it smells like?
Yeah, it's a very distinct smell, and I don't want to say that's what it. I mean, obviously that's not what it is, but it's a very distinct smell. Once you smell it, you never forget it. And the thing with Nair is they try to make it like fancy, so they make it like with watermelon and stuff to make it fun, but it doesn't do anything. It kind of
Mhm.
reminds me also of like perm solution,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
like that acidy kind of you know
Yeah.
smell. Ugh.
Wait, side note, have you ever gotten a perm or given yourself a
Oh,
perm?
oh, sure have. I've had about four.
Oh my God, I
Remember
never
when
was
I gave
allowed
no,
to.
and remember later in your later years, remember I
Yes.
gave you one?
Yes, and you gave me a nice one. You gave me a beach
Mm-hmm.
perm. But like I never had that's very 90s to like have a
Yes.
perm in the 90s. And I never got to do one. Like
Oh
that
no,
sucks.
that's crazy. You know what's so funny is we were talking about this last week, Presley and Tony and I, because we were talking about my mom because she got a perm a couple months ago, and or I gave her one. And the funny thing is so Presley's like, "Oh my gosh, you had a perm when you were younger?" I said, "Heck yeah," because I was inspired by Alyssa Milano, and I
Mm-hmm.
wanted a perm because I wanted to use that banana clip to wear or
Yes.
comb that she always had, and then the
Yes.
curls would just like cascade, super cool.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was my reasoning, and as soon as I had it done I was regretted it, of course.
So being that you're my hairdresser, like would you ever do a perm on me again?
I think so. I bet when your hair's longer.
Okay, see, thank you. Okay, because
Yes.
I might want one again later when my
Yes,
hair,
I thought it was
beach hair.
beautiful.
I loved it. I absolutely
Mhm.
loved it, and I was shocked that my hair took it because
Mhm.
it's naturally straight. But
Yeah, and it
yeah,
was nice because it wasn't like super super curly like you said. It was the beach waves, and you had that, and it just like, and it grew out so nicely. Like you had the
yeah,
nice tousled
yeah.
curls at the end,
Oh,
and your
yeah,
hair already has kind of like a natural little wave.
yeah, yeah.
So it just, yeah, it blended perfectly.
Oh,
Ah, goals. We'll have to do that.
yay! Let's pencil that in. But
Okay.
yes, like I can't believe you've been doing my hair for how many years since we were 14.
Oh my gosh, we're
So
coming up on
23, my 14. So wait, I did the math wrong.
I
How
know,
old
I
were
was,
we? 2023, 28 years.
dang, really? I was gonna say 18 years. Wow.
That's insane. And
That is.
look, you were here
Ugh,
for the birth of
I know, my
Beatrice.
gosh. I have to find those pictures of you, and maybe I don't know if you have a copy of them where you're in your bathroom and I had just dyed your hair black.
Oh, I
And
love
remember I
it.
did the fast pictures where you're like
Yeah.
spinning your head and it's like that
Yeah.
Revlon commercial or
I
whatever
loved
it
when you did
was.
my hair like that. I
Yeah.
loved my hair.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Same
Yep.
here.
See, I never had a say. She just did what she wanted with my hair. And I was like,
No, I had a great canvas to work with. I mean,
oh,
you were just like so like, oh, do whatever. Oh my gosh, I wish every client could be like that.
oh, it's just exciting. It's exciting when you hand the reins over and like, when for my 40th, I had long hair and you're like, we're gonna cut it. And I'm like,
Hmm.
what? You're like, yeah, we're gonna cut it. You've been carrying this hair since your breakup, blah, blah, blah. I don't, that you
Hmm.
hang on to that and use
Hmm.
it with someone else because that
Oh,
line was
totally.
so good.
And that's so funny because you could talk about that with Brandy one day. I said the same thing to her, and
Mhm.
she, I don't know if she ever had. I think the last time she had short hair was when she was little, really little, and
Mhm.
so I gave her a bob when she got
Ugh.
divorced, and I told her, and she needed a haircut, like a big one, but I told her the same thing I told you. I was like, you know what? Why don't you just start over,
Ugh.
do the big cut? I was like, because I do feel like and like I told you, hair is a security blanket for a lot of
Yes.
people. And it, to me it shouldn't be, but it is. And I get it now that I have longer hair, because when I cut my hair even a couple inches, I'm like, ugh, like it does something. So I understand the attachment that people could have, but at the same time, like I feel like your hair carries so many secrets.
And you said that to me, and it was so profound. And I hope that everyone listening who's going through a breakup listens to
Mhm.
that because I didn't even think about it like that. I
Mhm.
was just like, I like my long hair. I like to put it up. I like to, I just really liked my long hair and I
Mhm.
liked where it was. But when you said that, I was like, take that shit off. Let's start fresh. And I felt
Right?
so free.
Mhm.
And you were like,
Liberated.
and that's what you said, you're going to feel liberated. You're going to feel like a totally new person. And I felt like a totally new person. So,
Mhm.
oh, if we could
Yeah.
please, like on a Fridays with Neen, work that in because that
Yes.
that was so like life changing for me. And it was just hair, but it
Mhm.
was like I needed to hear it because I wasn't aware. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, no, it's true because they say like a lot of cultures, like when someone dies, like I know Polynesian culture, they like literally have to cut their hair super short. Like all the women have to, no matter how long it is, it's a way of like sacrificing their long hair. Like they just have to cut it off. And so you have cultures like that do stuff like that, or when people go through breakups, when people go through, um, whatever it may be, like a change of like a job, like everybody comes in wanting something new. They want to look different, or it's like saying goodbye to the past. Like that's how you looked at yourself for how many years, and you're going into this new portion of your life wanting to start new. That's why they say like some people like change their bedrooms around, like all this stuff. And it's the same thing with your hair. And it's so crazy to me. People get so emotional though over it. Like, people really like you cut an inch, people cry.
Yeah.
And I've never been attached, like I said, to hair like that. So I could never understand. But I encourage people to do that because it's very liberating. And and trust your stylist. Like it's really in on Instagram and TikTok. Like I always find like I'm sure you've seen those reels where people talk about how, oh, the hairstylist did this, and you go in for a 1 inch cut and they give you 4 inches, right? But the thing is a lot of times like stylists can look at you. Like I love going into a salon, and if I have a good rapport obviously with the stylist and say, just do whatever you want, and they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah, I don't, when they look at you, like we're taught to like the shape of your face, like the color of your eyes, whatever it is, we're trained to give you the right cut that should fit you, you know?
Mhm.
And I'm not saying like trust them completely if you don't feel comfortable, but also do trust them because they know what's right or wrong. Like if someone with a 2 inch forehead tells me, oh, I need bangs, I'm gonna be like, no, you don't. I ain't gonna do that to you. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? Like just trust them. They know what they're doing. And a lot of people
Ooh,
don't have trust. So
okay.
they end up with things they don't need.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, because I wish I'm one day I will buzz all my hair off. I just want to do that. It's like something so
Wait,
liberating.
you would look so hot with an undercut. Have you ever thought of that?
I had an undercut.
Oh, you did have an undercut.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
right. And what year was that? Or that was not that
That
long
was
ago, right?
recently, actually, when
Yeah.
I had short hair, though. It was
Oh, I
probably like
loved it.
2017, 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So have you had it with the long hair? Oh
Mm-mm.
my God, before you cut it.
Oh, yeah.
Before you
Before I
cut
cut it,
it.
I'll do that.
And
Presley
oh
has one now. Actually, let me show you.
my
It's
baby.
darling because she has so much
Oh,
hair. And especially when I first cut it into a bob, like I had to take out some of the weight, and usually like using thinning shears and stuff that could work, but I don't want her to have little tiny pieces of like short hair here and there underneath. So I was like, let me just take off a portion and that'll make your hair sit nice and flat. Cause she goes, oh, it's so like thick. Like, it's
oh,
like, it looks like a mushroom. Like
I
it's so
wish I had your
fluffy.
guys' problem.
Okay, here it is.
Oh, it looks amazing. Oh my
Hmm.
God, and into a little point.
Yeah. I was like,
Oh,
she's
she's
like, oh my gosh, I love
bad.
it. So now she always wants to wear her hair up because she wants
I
to
don't
show it.
blame her. That's
Hmm.
hot. Oh my God,
Yeah.
Neen.
Hmm.
Yay. Okay, I'm excited for you to get an
Right.
undercut
Because
with
as
your
soon as
long
these
hair.
bangs grow to
No.
here, I'm like snipping it off. So in honor of you, I will do an undercut before I do that.
Okay, but we're still not ready to let go of the bangs over here in the Norman Lino household.
Well, I'm telling you, I have last time they worked out for some reason, I'm telling you this, is when I went to your performance that night.
Oh, so cute.
After that, I've been trying to style them and they are just not cooperating. They
Oh.
so they're on timeout at the moment, and we'll see when they make a comeback.
What does Tony say though? Tell me what he feels about the bangs. Does he like want to like slap you all the time because you're so cute?
He doesn't really have a comment, which kind of tells me that maybe he doesn't really like them, but he says he likes me, however, and I will say, this is all to the men out there that listen, never tell your woman how you want her hair done.
Here, here.
Like, allow them to be their own person. And Tony will, he goes, I love you regardless, but I know how you feel about them. So I'm just telling you why'd you do it?
Oh my God.
So, but he could care less. But anyways.
He's such a
Hmm.
doll though. Oh my God.
He
Okay,
is.
I'm getting pumped for my hair to grow. Oh,
Okay, shoot. So I have a question for you. So back in the
yeah.
90s, okay, um, take us through what your day would look like. Like, um, okay, like okay, because it's graduation. It's graduation time all over, right? I feel like
Yeah.
a lot of people I know are graduating. So, when you were senior,
Hmm.
okay, what did your day look like? What did that consist of? What was your highlights? Like, what did you like to do, or whatever.
Oh my God, it feels so long ago,
Mhm.
but I was really worried that my math was going to hold me back. Like I think it was that year that I was like, oh my God, if I don't pass math, they're going to hold me back.
Mhm.
And because it was algebra 2 or some crap. And
Ugh.
so I was stressing off of that. But then
Mhm.
a lot of it honestly was because of what I was going through, like behind the scenes.
Mhm.
It was more like worrying about that
Mhm.
um than focusing on what was going on around me,
Right.
because I don't want to say I was closeted, but I guess I was.
Mhm.
And it was hard. It was a hard thing to deal with, and it was like it was um constantly in my
Mhm.
forefront, so it took
Yeah.
away from a lot of what I think I feel like I missed out on a lot. And but
Mhm.
when I always say, like, I think about high school, like, would I want to go back and do it over? No, I don't think so. I think everything happened for a reason. And I do remember graduation. I
Mhm.
remember that because it was a really traumatizing day for me. I
Mhm.
think that was the day, or it was the day of my graduation party, that I found out my parents were getting divorced. So yeah,
No.
so I was actually going through, when we were going through our big garage purge in
Mhm.
December. I found like my memory book, and thank God for that memory book. So it was like after it was part of our senior portrait thing. You could pay
Mhm.
more and get this book. And I actually worked on filling it out
Aw.
and stuffing things in there. Like, I didn't remember that we had slips given to us to go to homeroom or something, like these little
Mhm.
attendance. I didn't remember that. I
Mhm.
didn't remember a lot of things, but I kept it all in there. And one of
Wow.
the things in there was a photo of me and Annie. I completely forgot that Annie was at my high school graduation, because
Mm.
I thought we were graduating at the same time, or I thought, oh, we graduated the same day, just different.
Right.
There's a picture
Mhm.
of us there. She was at my high school graduation, and I
Mm.
was at her. So it's like,
Aw.
okay, so I
That's
forgot.
crazy.
And then there's a photo of me and my parents. And then there's a photo of us at the party. And that was the last photo that I took with them
Mm.
until my wedding day with my angel. Like, so that's
Wow.
why it's like all full circle for me.
Mhm.
But I had forgotten all of that. So yeah, it was
Wow.
just centered on like me being terrified that people were gonna like make fun of me for my sexuality. Like, isn't that
That's so
horrible?
crazy. That's so funny because it's funny because like, and I ask you that because me and you really weren't close during senior year.
No. Or
Junior, senior year. I think
I thought it was sophomore, junior, and
it
then
could
I
have been.
finally got
Yes, that's
to
right.
spend more time with you
Mm-hmm.
senior year.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that
Like,
crazy? But
and
it's
reconnect.
yeah, and it's so funny. Like you never know like what people are going through, or or you, especially like because we went to an all girls school, so I could see, and times were a lot different.
Yeah.
When it comes to people's sexuality and stuff like that and how people reacted. It was still something that was kind of like taboo as far as saying it out there and being so open. Even though it's funny in high school, because we went to an all girls school, I feel like people kind of expected that. Do you notice?
Yeah.
Like, we always would make people would make jokes about that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so and so's gay or da 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 da. You know what I mean? We didn't
Yeah.
really, but still, I mean, it was the sign of the times. Like it still was pretty, you know, very. intimidating to really be out there and be yourself.
Oh, totally. Especially because back then, my dad, he's very like, he was very like strict, very Catholic, very like from another country,
Mhm.
raised in a certain environment. And I didn't know how he was going to take it. And there would be some instances where he would be like, like, what are you doing? Or,
Mhm.
so I'd be like,
Right.
and my dad was and is like, he's my everything. So like, oh my God. But then
Mhm.
but then I think, oh my God, my mom is like the most accepting person on
Mhm.
earth. Her brother's gay. But see, I wasn't ready to say, I don't, I truly believe that I was bisexual back then. I do believe bisexual. There's people out there like, oh, you're either gay or straight, pick a lane. Okay.
Hmm.
That pisses me off because
Yeah.
that's not that simple. And I truly believe that I was bisexual because then I went on to have like over 10-year relationship with a man and it was real.
Yeah,
You know what
it
I mean?
was.
So
Mhm.
so being confused or whatever, I wasn't ready to declare it to anyone and not even to you, not even to
Right.
Annie. And
Mhm.
and that was hard. I was very alone inside. Like I was
Mhm.
very much like, here I am by myself. I don't know what to do and I'm terrified, that it's going to come out and what's going to happen and blah, blah, blah. It was
Mhm.
awful. So
During your marriage, were you struggling with that a lot?
um
Or were you more
not
so just focused on that and then it didn't surface until you got separated?
I started struggling with it towards the last year of our relationship. Where I
Gotcha.
was, but what's so amazing is that he knew and he loved me regardless and supported me. So when we were separating, I remember having this conversation with him. He never ever threw it in my face. Like that's
Mhm.
why I have nothing but respect for him forever
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
and I don't ever want anyone to ever say anything about him
Mhm.
because he was so respectful. I mean,
Mhm.
at the very end, it ended kind of
Yeah.
like, no, like you're not leaving
Right.
me. But
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
but then it was like, no, you need to be who you are and be
Mhm.
happy. So yeah, but during the majority, like 95%, I was like, I'm going to be with this man for the rest of my life. Like I
Mhm.
was devoted and going to live half over there, like split our
Mhm.
time between two countries and all the
Mhm.
whole 9 yards, have a kid, like all that.
For real, Steph used to make him licuados, right? And everything.
I
Shit,
I
he was
traveled for the man. Remember when you and my
sure
mom dropped
did.
me off at the
Yes, at the
airport
airport.
by myself?
And your mom's like, "Ooh, I don't know if she's gonna make it."
Yeah, and that was like before medication, like before I knew I could
Mhm.
take meds to go on a plane. But like that's how much I love you knew how much I loved him.
You
But
did, and he was a gem. He really was so
yeah,
sweet. You
yeah,
know, and I mean, you were still growing too. You
yeah.
both were.
You know
You
what's
know,
amazing?
young love.
But you know what's crazy?
Hmm.
It would have been our like 20 something wedding anniversary 2 days ago.
That is so crazy. Oh my gosh, that's
Crazy.
right, because it was in
21
May.
years. Yeah, May 20th. I
That's
told
insane.
that's insane. Yeah, and it would have
Imagine.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I learned and grew so much, but like
Hmm.
he never threw it in my face and I'll never forget that ever.
No, and I think that's what we should, appreciate too. Like, I feel, and that's the thing is like, parenting was different in the 90s,
Yeah.
right? Like how, like the way your mom parented you was a lot different than how my mom parented me. My mom was so strict. And I know for myself, like me, when I got married early, it was more so because my mom was so dang strict. I know I was looking for an outlet, right?
Hmm.
So, and for me too, I always wanted to fix people. So I wanted to
Yeah.
fix him.
Yeah.
I saw a broken bird and I needed to fix his wing. You know what I mean? And then I would be the
Yeah.
hero, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so with him though, I must say, even though I will say that like your first husband, they both taught us a lot. A lot.
We grew a lot.
Mhm.
We were
Yeah.
both very similar in the sense we're similar in a lot of ways, but in
Mhm.
the way we grew up, we were
Mhm.
the queens of our castle. We were
Yes, we
both
sure
only
were.
children, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And my God, I was the light of my father's life. My mother would
Mm-hmm.
clean for me. Like moving out of my mother's house was the darkest day of my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget it. Leo had to like console me for 2 hours because I was crying because I was leaving my
Uh,
mom.
yeah,
Like that's how good we
exactly.
had it. And
Mm-hmm.
so we were like, all of a sudden, then we had bills, we had rent, what? We had
Yeah.
car payments, traveling. Who? Like,
Responsibility. The
yes.
days of just, going to Target and Virgin
Abercrombie.
Records or what was Abercrombie.
Abercrombie.
Exactly. Or not Virgin Records, but we used to go there too, but like Sam
Sam
Goody
Goody.
or Tower Records, that's what I was thinking of.
God,
And just spending our whole paychecks and
those were
just
the
out the
days,
door.
mean.
They were.
Mean. Oh my
Mm,
God. It was just, yeah. And okay, like everything's meant to happen. So we were
hmm
meant to go through that with our exes.
hmm
And yeah, I don't regret it at all. I mean,
mm-mm.
man, remember your home in Brisbane? That
Ugh,
place was lit.
wasn't it though?
Go ahead.
Damn. I wouldn't mind moving back to Brisbane
Oh,
one day, buying a house there. It's
oh
just,
my God.
what I loved about it is when we were on my deck,
Yes.
and it was so quiet. It was just like,
Mountains and
yeah,
like
and you're like nestled,
barbecuing.
yes, and you're like nestled in the middle of this like San Francisco and like what is it, San Mateo County, and you're just like nestled in this like canyon
It's
on this
gorgeous.
mountain, and I literally had the whole view
It was
of
beautiful.
what is that? The freeway, but I don't know, the bay.
Yeah, you did. It was the spot. I
It
loved
was.
and that was that your first place with them or was it the one
Mhm.
with the couple that lived upstairs that prayed?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, this is my second place. Yeah. But it was
Yeah.
just so my vibe. I loved waking up early, like the way the sun shined, having coffee, looking and on the deck. Like, it was just so amazing. Like, and I would have just, what I missed, and I encourage all kids, once you leave the nest, right?
Hmm.
Move out on your own by
Yeah.
yourself.
Don't go with some man
No,
first. Cause that's, you know what
don't.
though? It took falling in love with him to finally leave my mother's bosom though, because I was so cozy. I didn't have to do anything.
Yes.
My mom took so care of me. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was so happy and she let me breathe. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, bye
Yeah.
mom, I'm gonna go here. Okay, bye. Like
Mm-hmm.
trust me. So like
Exactly.
that was a spot. Like my meals. Mom, I
Mm-hmm.
love you. But like, like, but
Yeah.
yes, do move out on your own, get roommates.
Yeah.
I was only ever to experience the roommate thing once, and that was when I was going through my second divorce.
Mhm.
Yes, yes.
It's okay. Third time's a charm.
God
You know
awful.
what? It's all right.
But yeah, anyway, I'm not
Wow.
bitter about that either because like, every
No,
season you learn a lesson
you
and
do.
but I want to ask you,
Hmm
what's your favorite memory from high school besides me, of course.
Of course. No,
Of
for real,
course.
because that is the highlight. That my initial meeting in high school was you, but
Oh,
gosh. You know what? And it's because it's just endearing and it was so fun because I really felt like the high school vibes because it's different when you go to an all girls school.
yeah.
You don't have a homecoming. You don't have like these guys that you can go to prom with. Like literally, like some girls had boyfriends in prison, that I don't know where they met them. But
Wait, what?
a couple
No.
girls were,
Oh.
yeah. I
When we
don't know
get
if they were.
offline, I want to know who they are.
Right? And I know a couple of them were like in a grade ahead of us, I think too, and I was waiting for my mom to pick me up at the top of the campus, and they're like, "Oh, talking about who are you going to bring them home to prom?" And they're like, "Oh, so and so's in prison or in jail right now, but hopefully he gets out in time." Blah. I'm like, "What the hell?" But the thing is
What?
like with us, we had Reardon,
Yeah.
but when we started high school,
Yeah.
they stopped the whole, having the two high schools combined for classes because, of course, someone effed it up. So I think our freshman year was the only time that we were able to really do that. But for me, one of the best times in high school was our one of our first dances.
Oh my God.
at
I loved
the
my
Hall of, I think
outfit.
it was called Hall of Flowers in Golden Gate
Yes, it
Park.
was. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God. Thank God for your memory. Yes.
Yes. Ugh. It was just so I think my dad dropped us off.
Oh my God, me and my skirt was everything.
It was. You were just it was just I don't know, it was the first time I felt like so I don't know, like
Girly. Like it was really the high
yes.
school experience. We were each other's dates. But
Yes.
the thing that made that memory like effed up was I met that guy and then it
Yeah.
started that whole thing,
The
which,
drama.
but prior to that, it
Yeah.
was so cool. It was like we're at our first dance. Like
It was, and I was having a blast.
yes. And you know what? It wasn't like, did you have an eighth grade dance? Do you remember?
No.
So I actually we had like an eighth grade graduation dance. So that was my first dance, and that was
Hmm.
so fun. But
Wow.
this one was high school, and it was our
Yeah.
first high school experience. I'm so glad that we decided to go.
Same here.
We looked cute. I was
I
like,
know we were we were
uh.
we were adorable, and it was just so fun, like them playing all our songs and it just dancing with, it's like those parties where you just dance with your girlfriends,
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah,
like, so much fun. It was just,
yeah.
I don't, like these dances really were fun. Like to me, they were the epitome of high school because I didn't really, I mean, did you belong to any clubs?
No, I didn't. They had to meet after school a lot and I wanted to work. So
Hmm.
I had an after school job, but no
Yeah.
clubs.
See, and I belong to Amnesty.
Oh my God.
So other than trying to free Momia Abul Jamal,
Oh
um,
shit.
I didn't join any other clubs. So,
Oh my
like for
God.
me, the highlight was, these dances and stuff.
Yeah.
As far as any other memories, for me, it probably had to be graduation. Senior year was really fun. It was different. You're not as pressured to have to, I don't want to say to have to do good, but you've kind of already set the bar for where you're going to go. Um, there was pressure actually when you come to think of it, because I know both you and I, we were in a lower level math when we first started high school, which our
Yeah.
stupid counselors didn't
Mm-hmm.
tell us that that would have affected us because it didn't
Mm-hmm.
count as a real class.
And we had
So,
that Beezy for our teacher.
and we should have done summer school in
Yeah.
order to make up for that, which we didn't know. So
No, how
that
are we supposed to
affected our
know?
GPA and how many
Ugh.
credits we had in order to qualify to go into like a state school.
Yeah.
So, and for you, it was sucky because I think right before graduation, they told you because you had already applied to SF State, right?
I think so, yeah. And I was a credit. And you know what's so hilarious? The same thing happened to me later in life when I finally got graduated with my BA from
That's
ASU. I
true.
was one credit away from the summa cum laude or magna, like the highest one.
Hmm.
But because my counselor didn't tell me I needed to take another class, which I would have,
Hmm.
I didn't get that on my degree. And
Wow.
it
See,
pisses me off
that's
because my GPA was a 4.0. It's like, it's like full circle, full
yeah,
circle, full circle.
exactly. See, that's so disturbing. And, it's like get it together, right?
Seriously.
But it's funny because I just Tony's niece is graduating, and I just sent off a card, for her graduation. But her mom was telling me all the different events they have leading up to it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like there's something special about like college graduation. I'm sure is way different, but there's something special about high school graduation because it's
It's
like the
different
end of an
vibe.
era,
It
you know?
is because you're not going to see, everyone every day and go to a lock or just it's a different vibe. It's very you're still innocent and at
Hmm.
college you're an adult, really. It's a different feeling, I do regret not like applying for a college. Well, not that it mattered because I was a credit short, but like, you know, and the East Coast, really,
Hmm.
really working
Yes.
my butt off to get like the super high GPA. I mean, I
Hmm.
was a decent student, but I wasn't a
Hmm.
4.0 student in high school. I
Hmm.
was in honors classes, but I still wasn't, enough to go to like Berkeley or
Right.
UCLA. I really regret not doing that though because I would have loved to have had like the dorm experience and like
Yes.
although shared bathroom makes me feel gross, but like, you know what I mean? Like that whole thing, and wake up
Mhm.
early to go down to the mess hall or whatever, and
Right? Yeah.
cereal. I don't
No, I,
know.
I feel you. Like, I agree. And I feel like our school was a college preparatory school. So I don't really feel like it prepared me at all for college
I
there.
agree 100%. Do you remember taking the SATs?
Yeah. And I didn't even try.
At Cappuccino, right? Did we go to Cappuccino?
Yes.
Okay. When did we do that? Was that senior year or junior year?
Junior.
Okay. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Because I've been seeing a lot of TikToks about when Brenda and Brandon from 90210 were taking the
Hmm.
SATs. And I'm like, I don't remember when we took our
I
SATs.
remember because I was like, honestly, and maybe this is just me being naive, or maybe I didn't care back then. I didn't understand. I really didn't understand the importance
Me
of an
neither.
SAT. And you would see certain of the like super smart girls like freaking out, like having their books on the SAT to try and get like
Oh God.
what is it, 1400, 1500?
Yes,
And
exactly.
I'm like, I ain't even gonna tell you what my score was.
Yeah, I don't even remember. Is there a way to check? Like, I really want to
I'm sure.
know.
I'm sure there
Ugh.
is. But I know mine wasn't like, so low, but it was low. Okay,
I
compared
mean,
to what people aim for.
I think I was doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo at one point
Same
because I was like, what
here.
is this? Like, if I see a word problem, I'm out. Like, I'm like, you
Thank
know,
you. Thank
like, I
you.
don't care if like Marjorie had two markers and Johnny had six, but one was left. What?
Ugh,
How does that help me for the real
and I'm
world?
just saying, and and now I know that they have done away with SATs. They don't do it anymore. I know a lot of people are not okay with that. I personally believe that I don't believe in standardized
I don't
tests
either.
at all, whether it comes from I do believe like in grammar school, especially kids that are getting homeschooled, I think it's very important to have them do them so you could see where they are, how they're progressing, if they're actually learning, right?
Yeah.
But in high school, everybody comes from different types of schools, different types of levels. You look at us, we started off on a lower platform of math. And
Yeah.
especially when it comes to math,
Oh,
to me, math is so hard for some people. And I don't believe that you can decipher someone's intelligence by a test, especially when someone has ADHD, or just is not good at test taking.
yes, because I choke a lot when it comes to tests. Like, and I'll
Hmm.
study and all it just
And I don't
flies.
care how long I have it. You could give me a whole
Exactly.
day and I'll still
Yeah.
have the same grade.
Yeah.
It's not going to make a difference. And
Mm-mm.
you have the people that are very smart that are like, well, no, this is da da. And I feel like I had to take the SATs when I was younger. All these people are just getting a free ride. Well, the thing is, if you do the work and you commit yourself, what's the point of your report cards if they're not even going to, the SATs seem to be more of like a set at a higher standard back in the day to get into these colleges. Obviously, they now, they wanted to see, were you part of clubs, all this other stuff. And they want to see your GPA. But I think that it should be gauged on your actual report cards.
Yes, because there's also always that stroke of luck.
Hmm.
Hello, Saved by the Bell when Zach and Jesse, you got Zach who doesn't give two shits about
Right.
school. Then you
Hmm.
have Jesse Spano, who's like the one that's trying to study for Stanford. She studies, straight A's, works her butt off. School is her life.
Hmm.
She got like 300 points less than Zach, who
Hmm.
got like the ridiculously genius score. That happens, I'm sure, because
Yes.
luck. Sometimes it's just luck.
Hmm. Yeah. And some people are just naturally smart.
Exactly.
Like I remember I had a friend named Tony. Did
Oh
you
my
know?
God, Neen, I was thinking about Tony the other day
Yes.
and I was like, I wonder if Neen still, do you still talk
That's
to her?
right. She went to our high school too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't talked to her in ages. Although
Oh,
I believe she lives in Seattle or Oregon or something. She got married and stuff.
what?
She's super
Oh
adorable.
my God, I
Yeah.
just loved
Hmm.
her. Like, I thought
Right.
that I was thinking, I don't know why she popped into my head randomly.
Hmm. That's so crazy.
Oh,
But she was one of those girls where she
yeah.
just blew me away, even in grammar school, because we went to grammar school.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, she never had to study. And it was just
Ugh.
all came so naturally to her. And yeah, maybe Zach Morris was like that, but he never applied himself. So how would you know?
Exactly.
Right.
And then in the episode, Stanford and everyone's good trying to vie for his attention. And
Mm-hmm.
then the grades didn't mean crap because they have this 1500 score walking in the door. So yeah, I'm glad they got rid of SAT. Bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, they say you could take them if you want because it may look good. So go
Ugh.
ahead, do what you got to do. I'm sorry. 'Cause,
Wow.
you know, I just, to me, I just feel like, and even, I always wonder on these applications where they ask you like your heritage or your nationality,
Oh yeah, because they need to fill a quota.
which is ridiculous. I don't think,
Girlfriend though?
I think you
Mm.
should only put your first name. Okay. That's it. Your first name and your social, and they can't look anything up. I don't want to put any gender, nothing,
Oh, you know
just my
what?
grades.
I really, really was trying to get scholarships because hi, as a later in life,
Hmm.
because Latina
Right.
woman, gay. Hi,
Well,
give me
yeah, they
money.
say just throw it all out there, right? Why not? Shoot,
Struggles.
my mom, oh, my mom wanted me to use her maiden name. I'm like, that's not even my name.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What's her maiden name again?
Espinoza.
Oh, that's right. I love that name.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, Mom, really?
Oh my
No, I
God.
was like,
That,
whatever. But it's just, it's so funny, like how things have changed compared to how
yeah.
we were. Because hell, like you said, I would have loved to go. And, it's funny. I thought I could get into like Pepperdine. Is that what
Oh
it's
my
called?
God. Yes, yes.
Even though I didn't apply, I had hopes. And I went through a thing of like, I just looked at the campuses. Oh, it's beautiful. It's over by the beach and blah, blah, blah. That's what I was looking at. But I would have loved the whole experience of going to college, meeting roommates, doing, being independent. I feel like it really does create you or make you feel like it just changes you. It makes you grow up.
Hmm.
Instead of when you're at home, your mom's cooking for you, you're not paying rent, it's a different atmosphere. But
Yeah.
other than that though, we lived it up even after high school.
I really loved not having to worry about what the hell to wear. I know I've said this before, but uniforms totally made life easier. You could just cute them up with some cute accessories, a purse, some makeup,
Totally.
and you're good to go. I miss the cafeteria lifestyle.
Mhm.
I really loved the structure of like the schedule. I don't know. It was cool. Like they don't
It
for
was.
college, like you build your own thing, which
Mhm.
that sounds great to someone who's in high school. But and the other side, it's like, wow, but then you have like your whole day planned. Like it's like
Yeah.
and it's all you just do. That's all you got to do. It's planned for you and just go.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it. Again, I wish that I could have enjoyed it with more like awareness, but
Mhm.
and looking back, and then you have such a damn good memory. You bring things out. Man, I thought I had a good memory, but you bust out some of these like deets, and I'm like, shit, I forgot about that.
I'm telling
Oh
you, my
God.
short-term memory's horrible, but my
Yeah.
long-term, I can remember everything down to what I was wearing, what I said, how
Yes.
my hair was,
Yes.
the smells in the air.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
So, you know,
I wish though, Neen, I wish you would have gone with me to the reunion.
I
So
know.
our high school reunion, our 20 year was at the beginning of the pandemic in January. So the pandemic hadn't happened yet, January 2020. And I went with one of our mutual friends, and it was so cool to go, but it was also so sad because only a handful of girls went. I
Mhm.
wanted to go. I wasn't gonna go, but then I was like, I want to see the school because they were gonna sell the school and it's not going to be around anymore. It's not
Mhm.
Mercy. It's the end of an era again. So
Yeah.
my God, being back was insane. Like I did not remember the dance studio being that small. I didn't remember a lot of things. Like the
Wow.
auditorium felt different going in. Like
Mhm.
the entrance, okay, this feels similar and walking with a little level, like you're going down towards the
Mhm.
seat. That feels familiar. But a lot of the chapel didn't feel familiar to me. Like it took me a minute to get acclimated. The admissions office felt familiar to me.
Mhm.
The main entry, the it was so like we weren't allowed to go in that way. That felt more familiar to me than something like I don't know, than the auditoriums like stage, the backstage was. It was so
Wow.
Surreal. And I'm so glad that I went. And then the library, what is this place? I felt like was having an out of body experience, you know?
Really?
Yes, but I
Did
was
it not
so
look the same?
it felt foreign to me. Like I
Mm,
didn't spend 4 years of my life there.
right. Yeah. No, I
And
could see that.
yeah, and seeing the girls that went, I was like, okay, 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 I know you guys. Okay, so you look familiar and we're friends on social media. Oh, okay, good. Like,
Hmm.
like this happened, right? But I just was like, what? Like, what the hell? And it just maybe it was redone. Maybe the walls were different color. Even the hallway where the lockers were at.
Hmm. Wow.
Was it
Did it
gray
still have a
before?
carpet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But the carpet must have been changed or something. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, it's been 20 years, but like the whole place looked completely done up.
Wow. I mean,
The
hello, we did invest a lot.
uh-huh. And then a year after our asses graduate, they open the gym. It's like, really?
Yeah.
That's our money. But yeah,
Okay.
but like
And they should
see,
have invited us back there.
they should have. Like a ribbon cutting ceremony or something would
In
have
our
been
name,
nice.
everybody that contributed, our name
Yes,
should have been on something.
exactly. But I will say this, if they do a 30-year, I'm dragging your ass. We're going.
Yeah, I'll go for
Even if
real.
it's just us two.
Hmm. Yes, I will. Because, now, we could even have a podcast about it,
Yeah. I mean,
you know?
we might even do a 25-year reunion. That sounds like something like I think they did the 20 because the school was going to close, but
Okay.
I
So
I
we're
think that
coming
we
up
should,
on 25.
yeah, we are because we just did
Wow.
23 years of high school. My God. And then like I don't know if I told you this, but we sat in Mr. Schwartz's classroom. And was that his
Really?
name?
Goldberg's? Solberg?
No, no, not
Schwartz?
Solberg.
Oh,
No, what was his
Schaefer.
Schaefer? Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We sat in his classroom and I was like, oh my God, these chairs. Like, okay, then the desks felt a little bit more familiar and seeing the
Mm-hmm.
sharpeners and like, okay. Ugh, I
Oh
felt
my
so
gosh.
weird. Oh my
And I think
God.
too, because we were going, we had a routine. Everything was so mundane. Like it was just like we don't pay attention to little details when you're in the thick of it. It's not
Yeah.
until you leave when you really start to appreciate things or when you go back. It's just like it's like if you were to go back to your grade school. When I think about it now, I think of, how big the hallways were or this and that. But God, I went back for a wedding because you rented out the hall, and just being in the playground, it was like I felt like a giant,
Yeah. It's
standing
nuts.
up against the water fountain that I could barely reach back then, and now it looks like it was made for a little person.
It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
time is tricky. It plays with your head.
It really does because I think I had like a St. Finbar reunion. I was still married to Leo, and that was surreal. Going back to St. Finbar, I hadn't been inside in decades, and it was like, oh my God,
Wow.
what? And like even like we're friends on Facebook, and that's crazy. And seeing them, and oh my God, it's just I just want to pause for a minute, because look at us. We always every time we log on, we're like, oh my God, it's Wednesday. Well, today is Monday, but like
Hmm.
it's May 22nd.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nuts. It really is.
How is it
Time's a
already the end of
flying.
May? And it's scary
Yeah.
because like we're gonna be 42 in a couple of months. And like you, I know, feel it 3 million times more because of the fact that you're watching your daughter just like
Hmm.
grow and you blink and then she's a teenager and then she's gonna ask for a car. And it's like, geez,
Tell me about
whoa,
it.
get
Yeah.
back inside of my tummy, pretzel.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I can't even
uh,
imagine. I can't.
no, it is. It's crazy when you look back and how fast time is, and just and it's true. Like even how I look at Presley and how, like you said, it just goes so quickly, and it's
Hmm.
crazy. I feel like it just blinked, and she's already gonna be 10, and it's
Yeah.
just insane. Like I'm like,
10.
slow
Oh my
down.
God. In June.
Yeah. And it's just I think back, but it's nice because I think back too, and there's still some things that are still, have a little 90, like when you think of like in high school, um, things that were still there. Like I guess that's the one thing I like about listening to Alice radio in the morning, or
Mhm.
like Wild 94.9 when that was around. Is that still around?
Mhm.
They have it on, I think, Heart Radio or something like.
Wait,
I don't
what did you
know,
say? The what?
the radio stations like Wild 94.9. Do they
Well,
have
94.9's on the
it's
radio.
still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
See, I like listening to those things because it
Yes.
reminds me of high school. And it's nice to see that those things are still around because it's hard to still find things that were relevant in the 90s. I mean, look at CDs aren't even relevant anymore.
Oh my God. I know. I know. It's like, uh, when I look at my little CD player, I'm like, my God, like this thing is like a relic.
Mhm.
And I used to, we used to walk around carrying big ass CD Walkmans with
Yes.
anti-skip features on it.
Right? Yeah. I mean, and even like a Friday night and how our Friday nights consisted of, you know, Blockbuster and all our
Mm.
DVDs that we used to go to Target and I'm like, oh my gosh, like look at they have this or that.
Yeah.
And man, now everything, like if I buy something on, you know, Prime or Xfinity, I mean, if I cancel that subscription, it's gone. Like there's
Yeah.
no more collections like that anymore. I mean, obviously I could collect, but it's kind of like a record collection. It's
Well,
archaic.
that's the thing. We had to rebuy all of our music,
Hmm.
all of our movies, right? But like, even though I have rebought everything, I can't let go of them. They're
Yeah.
just in crates in the garage. I just the thought of like getting rid of even some tapes, like I can't
Hmm.
do it. I can't say goodbye to that. That's like
No.
such that's I feel like that part of my life, like the CDs, especially because music is so important to both of us.
Hmm.
It's such a big part of my identity that I can't let go of it. I
No.
just need to know that it's in the next room and it's
I
okay.
agree. No, it's like a security blanket. It's something that brings happiness. Like every time I open a certain bin, in storage, it's like a whole bunch of like hearts fly out. Like, oh, shaped in the, with like 99 written on it or whatever. It's
Yeah.
something that's just it's hard to believe that it's been so long since the 90s.
It feels like it was the last decade and it wasn't.
Yeah.
It literally I saw like a meme that something just turned 33 years. And I'm like, what? Something just turned 33 years. I can't remember what it was. I think it was Backstreet Boys or something. I don't know. But yeah.
Exactly. No, I agree. I was just listening to something today where they said how much gas was, and I wanted to like, I just wanted to cry. It was like $1.22.
Oh my God. Geez. Or Burger King used to be like 99 cents for the whole meal.
Damn, really? I don't even remember that.
Or something like that. I don't know. I'm exaggerating. It
Oh
was
my
cheap
gosh,
though. It was
real
like a
quick
couple
though.
bucks.
I have
What?
to remember this memory of when we worked at Lens Crafters. And after, I don't know if we were on a lunch break or we had so many memories when we worked there. We're going to have an episode about Lens Crafters. But we had
Yes.
gone to Burger King.
Uh-huh.
I remember we went in I think we just got fries, both of
Uh-huh.
us. And I ordered
Oh my God, I'm still not over this.
I
Uh-huh.
ordered, I paid the lady at the first window and then I drove off and didn't even get our food.
How? And I
I
was like, what the fuck?
I still laugh about that every time I talk about it with Tony. And you're like, you need to go get our fries. I go, I cannot go get our fries. That's so embarrassing stuff.
I was
I just left. And you were like, no, you're going to go get our effing fries. I go, no, I'm not.
and she did not,
No,
folks.
I was like, screw that. That's so embarrassing. I totally just left. Like, oh, here's our money. Oh my
Bye.
goodness. Man, we had some good memories. Even in Barnes and Noble.
Oh
I wish they,
God.
and that's another thing of the 90s, bookstores.
Oh, yes. I remember the one Borders
Ugh, borders.
right across the street from Olive Garden, which is no longer at Stonestown.
How about this one? Do you remember
Oh,
McWarders?
I sure do. I sure do. Do you remember it started with a B, it was across the street. It was across the way from Mrs. Fields.
Oh,
Brent
yeah. No,
Brent
I got my journal.
What was the name of the bookstore?
I don't know. I can't remember.
It started with a B, not Borders, but it was like
Bro,
something. And my mom used to
yes.
ditch me there and go shopping, and I would just
Yes.
read
Oh
as a child. Oh,
my gosh. See, that was one of my dad's gripes. Is he's like, gosh, what kind of children are we raising? Does no one read anymore? There are
no,
no bookstores anymore.
there aren't. And they're like the one Barnes and Nobles that we know of is, I think there's one in Hillsdale still, but like there's
Hmm.
one in Tanforan, and we'll go and we'll just go nuts. We'll get a latte
Oh
and just sit
yes.
there, and then we'll come out with all these books. And it's just like,
Uh-huh.
why are they all gone? Not everyone wants to like take their Kindle everywhere, which is more convenient, I know,
Of
but like
course.
I
But
want the smell of a book.
oh yeah. And it's just something like I want a bookcase with books
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah.
and you can't have that with the Kindle. And I
No.
just feel with the Kindle, it's great, it's convenient, but I feel like I would do more reading with a physical book. That's
Hmm.
just me. I know
Hmm.
people like to have it before bed and they're just there, you know what I mean? But for me, I just like something about the pages, being able to turn them, having it's just, a hardcover or a soft cover, putting your bookmark. I just love it all.
I know. We're just very nostalgic. That's why we like our planners from back
Yes.
then. We like
Oh,
our books,
calendars.
CDs, damn it, DVDs that are just, they don't work anymore, but I still can't get rid of them.
Exactly. They had everything in that damn store, including bathrooms with no freaking toilet paper.
Oh my God,
Remember we both got stuck in the
Pete.
stalls?
That was at the one in Metro Center.
It sure was.
How did
And
we
we
get
both
out
had to go to the
finally?
bathroom. And I'm like, hey, Steph, do you have any toilet paper? Oh, sure. Let me. Oh my God, I have no toilet paper, Neen. We were there like panicking. What are we going to do? We have no toilet paper. We were there
Butts in the
forever.
toilet, like,
I think, what did we do? We just ended up using the seat covers.
thank
But we
God.
were there for a good 10 minutes trying to figure out how the hell we were going to get toilet paper. Oh my gosh. We were, because we were laughing so hard.
A woman fart in the next stall, and we were just, why does that, I'm sorry, we're in our 40s, and if we went to go pee in a stalls and we heard that, we would still die laughing.
Right? We sure would. Because I always love those people. And you know what? They're my heroes. Those people that
Yeah.
walk in and then just blow the place up.
Yeah.
Like nobody's there. Like they're in their living room. I'm not in their living room, maybe, but in their own house.
Yes, yes, yes. They're
Come
cozy.
on.
And
Let's
see me, like I'll cough, and I have
yes.
my poopery spray because I'm trying to be like considerate.
Yes. Okay. Or, flush. Try to make some
Yeah.
movement so it flushes. You know? Gosh, why are we like that? And it's so crazy because Tony's like, men aren't like that. They just go.
Uh-huh.
And I go, man, women are not like that because I get nervous.
I get stage fright. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's just not right. I mean, I always try to think, okay, it's part of nature. Everybody does it.
Everyone does. Everyone poops.
But then I like if I fart on accident
And
and it's loud, I'm
it
like,
echoes.
I'm like, oh crap! No, I have to stay in the stall until everybody leaves.
Everyone leave.
And then the sucky part is I hate when you really gotta go,
Yeah.
like number two, and you go in, you're like, I gotta go, and they only have like two stalls.
Oh, hell
So then a
no.
line forms.
Uh-huh. And they're waiting for you.
Yes. And
God.
I'm like, crap. I go, and then in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm never gonna see these people again, so
Yeah.
screw it. But
Yeah.
I don't want them to be like, ew. I'm always
Yeah.
afraid they're just gonna say something. Oh gosh. But anyways, we probably we've talked about a lot.
Yeah, we talked a lot about body, like scaping and
We
pooping.
did.
So we hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I kind of want to do another one like this.
I think
A
we should do it
few
once a
others.
month. Once every
I
couple months or
I
something.
agree. I agree. I think that's a great plan, Dean. Oh my God.
Oh
Oh my
god.
God. That was fun. I needed to laugh. So yay.
Yeah,
Mission
because we
accomplished.
should talk too about like sex in the 90s. Because sex in the 90s was big. And I'm not just saying like about like positions and stuff, but it was like a whole um thing, especially on MTV, like Sex in the
Let's talk
90s, like
about sex,
safe sex, all
baby.
that stuff.
Yeah,
Was
Madonna naked.
yes,
Yeah.
it was huge. I just thought of that. I don't know why I just mentioned it. I'm
I
just
don't
saying.
know. Is that is I'm ready to do that when you are. That sounds like a great topic.
Yeah.
And then also I want to, so we're on the cusp of the best month on earth, which is June, which is the month that Pretzel
Hmm.
was born, which is
Yes.
Pride Month. I got some
Yeah.
of my Pride nails done
And she was
today.
actually born on Pride Day.
She's a rainbow baby.
Hmm.
And I think that's why I'm so connected to her. Another
Hmm.
reason. But I wanted to highlight some LGBTQA plus
Hmm.
topics in June. So I think I'm going to be
I
doing
love
some
that.
90, the crime talk with Steph will be
Oh,
highlighting some cases.
oh
And
man.
then
Oh, that's gonna make me cry.
I know, but I figure we can use our platform and like
You know
highlight
what
some
though? I
stuff.
love us because we were ahead of our time.
We sure were.
And we have always been loving. We have never discriminated.
Nope.
We have never been judgmental.
Uh,
We went to AIDS walk. I mean, yeah, we had our fair share of some
let's
things,
not
but
go
when it came to
crazy.
that,
Yeah.
when it came to fair,
Oh
just
yeah.
loving everybody and being accepting of everyone, we've always been like that. And I want to say that's something that I pride ourselves on because
Definitely.
the only person that can judge us in this world is the great Lord above. And
Amen.
ever since the 90s, we went to AIDS walks, and we have family members also that were gay. So it was something that was very like near and dear to our heart, and we just were very passionate about. So I
Well,
can't wait to see what you have in store.
yeah, I'm excited too. And then also just another thing, because I think that's why we get so worked up when people are just like, that's
Mhm.
wrong. And, and it's like, I'm sorry, hold on.
Right.
Like you said, the only person that can judge us is God, and he loves
Mhm.
all. So
Yes,
you can take
exactly.
that. And yeah, I can't stand when they use like the Bible and religion as an argument because it's bullshit. Like that,
Mhm.
they're using it in the wrong way. And I could be here all day talking about that. But
Yes. No, I
but yeah.
completely agree. And
And
because yeah, that we'll go down a rabbit hole with that
we
one.
sure will. But I think it definitely like Sex in the 90s would be good in June for sure
Mhm.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yay. I'm
excited.
excited for June, everyone. And I'm excited for you
Yes.
guys to listen to this little special memory throwback because
Ugh.
we love reminiscing about like our high school days. It was so special and it was
Mhm.
awakening and it was hard and it was all
Mhm.
the emotions. So I think
Yeah, and without that, there would be no Stef and Nin.
us exactly.
Okay,
So
so hello.
thank you 90s and you're
Yes.
welcome to all.
Mhm.
So um
Ditto.
yeah, I think without anything else, Neen, I'll catch you on the flip side.
Oh yeah, peace out, buddy.
You're so cute.